Well, I got no interest, so I'm just gonna swing my tail.
Hey, it's your creaky neighborhood Iceberg soul Zoder, and I'm going to talk about something that's been happening to me a lot, and it's been on my mind. If you saw my last video, you'd know that I've made a lot of changes in a really short amount of time. In about 3 years, I've made so many radical changes. I've had 5 surgeries. Fallen in love. I've gotten out of an abusive relationship with my father, and I've reconnected with the rest of my family. And the truth about a lot of lies in my life has been revealed. Things are not the same. Now, for me, it's been mostly positive, even if I did have to do a lot of messy work on myself. And it can be confusing because things aren't always what they seem. Now, because I've made a lot of changes, some of the people around me have changed. Now, this kind of sucked for a while. A lot of times it didn't actually feel like I was getting better because I had to keep cutting people out of my life. Now, those were people that for whatever reason couldn't accept me, couldn't accept the changes that I made, and couldn't accept me as a person after that. Or else they were angry with me, or maybe even jealous that I was getting my transition finally. I thought I was doing everything wrong because all these changes just seemed to make people mad, I just got people angry with me. Here I was, trying really hard to get out of my bad situation. Now, if future me could teach anything to past me, it would have been that this was a good thing. On the other hand, things and people you thought you left in the past might try to show up in your life again. And sometimes you have to break apart the bullshit rationalizations that they got past you when you still believe they were your friend. An important part of the equation is the fact that you set boundaries, right? Well, set them for a reason. Now, this usually ends up making my mind for me in these situations. I'll explain with a personal example. I was once friends with another fursuit maker that was friends with someone that had previously been my friend. But I had to break it off with this previous person because A, they treated me like crap, and B, they tried to sell a suit I made for them in a trade without even finishing their half. Then they decided to move without telling me. Yeah. Pretty shady. Now, this person decided to side with this previous person trying to sell my stolen property, and, that's fine. It's their choice. But after I got my property back, I decided to cut this person out of my life, too. Now, about a year after this all happened, I found out that this person had been smearing me because they couldn't handle the fact that I had to set boundaries. It's almost like the fact that I had to be responsible for my mental health and my feelings was just unacceptable to them. They were dealing with their rejection by trying to drag my name through the mud. No one with any self-respect would bother with any of these two. Sometimes decisions that you make can seem wrong at the time, but let's get real here. Your intuition is probably good enough to figure out if someone is a toxic person in your life if you've questioned why you're even friends in the first place. Now, think about your interactions with this person. You already know the kind of bullshit they can pull, so even if you take them back, it's something to be aware of. Are they really a good friend? Really? That's your decision to make, and the wrong one is always to bring the garbage back in the house and not in the dumpster where it belongs. Case in point, earlier this year I met this person and I thought we were, really hitting it off. We liked the same music, they were into the same weird shit I was, until they started to make me feel uncomfortable because, hey, maybe they're enamored with my suit or something. I don't know. It happens. I advertise, whatever. But this happened before. Well, we ended up having a disagreement about something, and out of the blue, they just decide to let their other friends dictate who they can be friends with. And they acted like my viewpoint and need to be supported as a friend was, unreasonable. and it really left me questioning if their claims were actually true. And spoiler alert, they weren't, because of, like, a couple weeks after this happened, they came crawling back, like, asking, me for forgiveness. Previously, I might have given them the benefit of the doubt, but by this time, my mind had changed. And they were only apologizing because they felt bad for themselves. But so, you're just being a hard ass. People can change. I mean, yeah, you have a point. Anyone can change. The problem is that it's not always for the better. Now, when I think about all the hard work I've done in the past 3 years, it'd just be giving up to give these people another chance, because this is the same line of thinking that got me into this mess in the first place. Like, somehow I was so horrible that these are the only friends I was going to get, and I might as well just be happy with them. I actually learned that I'm a pretty good friend, and I'm way too good a friend to have to worry about whether or not the people in my life actually give a shit about me as a person. Also, if a person really cared about apologizing, they wouldn't get angry and try to ruin your life, or whether or not you accepted that apology in the first place, because the apology is for the person you're apologizing to. It is not for you. So what should you do if someone from your past decides to try to make life difficult? Is the next friend trying to drag your name through the mud for whatever reason? Well, use it as an example of your point being proven, and forget about them all over again. If they get creepy and weird, let other people know, forget about them all over again. Some people really will use any excuse they can to try to destroy somebody's life. If you're that worried about ending up alone, keep this in mind. While you are whining over somebody that doesn't value you, all those other people out there who just might are out there off being friends with each other without you. Do you think you deserve good friends?